I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Mighty Thor issue number 701. What happens when the Mangog is on the warpath? Can anyone possibly stop it? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, Volstagg the Voluminous, aka the War Thor, was duking it out with Mangog, a wonderfully weird and quirky 60s Stan Lee and Jack Kirby creation that, for all intents and purposes, was basically Doomsday before Doomsday was a thing. Well, okay, let's give the guy a bit of credit. His story is a little bit more complicated and in-depth than that. Essentially, the Mangog is the creation of a dead society, one that Odin had struck down for offending him, and as such, the creature is a terrible, rampaging force that hopes to bring destruction to all of Godkind. You know, it's like if the Black Friday crowds were a sentient being. Now, this story is more than just a big superpowered dust-em-up, although we do have that and it's pretty great. We see what the Roxxon Corporation is up to. They too have joined Malekith the Accursed in his plot to take over the Nine Realms, and they're currently attacking the Vanir Old Gods. This is actually pretty cool for me because we get to see the Dragon Blood Berserkers again. It's been forever since we've seen these guys. Now, back at the Mangog War Thor fight, which is most definitely the main event of this comic, they bring up a rather interesting point, something that both of these two share. The Mangog, as I mentioned, is powered by all the hatred and rage of a dead people, while War Thor gets his power from his hammer, which is one of the last remnants of the now dead Ultimate Universe. Also, for all you power level watchers out there, and I know you're out there, it took pretty much everyone working together to fight War Thor, and right now Mangog and War Thor seem to be pretty evenly matched. Now, what else is going on in the Thor universe? Well, we have the Queen of the Norns, who had died in the previous issue. She shows up on the shores of death to be met by her former lover, Balder the Bright, aka King Balder of the Dead. You'll remember Balder the Bright as being, well, the other brother of Thor and Loki. It seems that this War of Realms has even reached his realm of the dead as a bunch of fire demons attack him there. And speaking of the War of Realms, it seems that all of this death, all of this destruction, all of this loss of faith in the gods has only served to power up the Mangog to levels not even he believed to be possible. How strong is he, you might be asking? Well, once he realizes that War Thor is drawing all his power from his hammer, he crushes it in his hands. Which is on one hand totally badass, and on the other hand really sad, because you know it's one of the last holdovers from the Ultimate Universe. With the hammer destroyed, Volstagg begins to revert to his original form, his wounds not healing as fast as they used to. It's also then made clear that these events have been puppeteered by none other than Malekith the Accursed, who was taking Mangog on more or less of a trial run to see if he was capable of killing a god as strong as War Thor. And now that he knows he can, he's more than ready to point him in the direction of Asgardia, where all of his enemies live, more or less planning to use Mangog as one giant nuke to end this War of Realms once and for all for him as the comic begins to wind down. So that was Mighty Thor number 701, everybody, and overall it was a pretty crazy issue. Aaron is definitely putting a lot of pieces in place right now and seeming to signpost the end of the War of Realms. It really is cool to see Aaron do such a deep dive into Thor mythology, to bring back Balder and see what he's up to use the Mangog as a super major threat for the first time in a long time. It was also a pretty ballsy move to put his foot down and put an end to this whole Ultimate Hammer thing. This completely changes a lot of theories I have now for the ongoing death of Jane Foster and what the Thor universe might look like in the future. It also doesn't hurt that they broke a hammer in the movies, and now they get to break a hammer here in the comics, and they're cool in both. I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. Thor continues to be one of the best things Marvel is currently putting out, and one of my favorite things of theirs to read. So that's the book, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not check out some of these other videos I have available. Then you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel, so you're always up to date on what new videos I got coming out next. And hey, if you want to pick up this or any other comic book in trade, you can always use my book depository link down in the description. Not only will you get an amazing deal and not have to pay anything on shipping when you use them, but a small percentage of everything you buy goes to support me and the channel, so it would be much appreciated, especially as I'm so close to my threshold for the month. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later.